Buckle up, kids. It's time for another episode of Trippy Food. And today we are at one of my favorite depraved dinner parties, I guess for lack of another term. This is the LA Weird Food Festival. And I am joined by founders Marc Moss and Levi. And thank you guys for, again, having me come down. This is honestly the one food event that I always look forward to in the area. So I think I've only been to like 4 or 5, but this is number what?
This is number 21.
21.
Our 21st annual event.
And so the concept is that the participants or the people who come to the dinner bring some unusual foods. And so we have a really, really nice collection of stuff. So you guys have smaller plates than I do, but let's be fair. You guys already started eating, right?
This is dessert.
Yeah, okay. So what do you have on your plate there?
Well, I have a head cheese sandwich, which consists of head cheese plus some Bubby's pickles, just to make it
Now this is the German head cheese sandwich.
Head cheese.
I'm not sure completely what the difference between German head cheese and regular head cheese is.
Well, I think it's the same.
Yeah, the thing I noticed about the head cheese though is that you have bigger pieces of meat in there, so maybe they use more of the larger pieces as opposed to regular head cheese, which has like all kinds of tiny little bits of snout and ears. And
well, it all goes down the same, and it tastes delicious. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. I also have here. This is an Impossible sausage, just to balance the meat content of head cheese, of course. We had not actually had an Impossible sausage before. We tried Impossible burgers, but not Impossible sausages, and I thought it was actually pretty tasty.
Well, is this the Beyond or the Impossible?
I think it's Impossible. I'm not anyway. It's
one of the fake meats.
Correct.
This is the sausage.
Now this is fried calves.
No, fried goat testicles. So basically, it's goat testicles that we decided we were going to do Rocky Mountain oyster style. But since Rocky Mountain oysters are bull's testicles, we'll call them Appalachian Mountain testicles.
I like it.
Something different.
And balanced by pork brains. Am I correct?
Right. So my contributions were the German cheese sandwich,
right?
The pork brains and eggs, and the goat testicles.
Very nice. Now I think you also have some fish that we brought, just pompano fish, right?
Right. So I have, and I basically took the part with the most meat on it, which is the head, or the best meat on it, which is the head. So I'm going to try that.
And you have to eat the eyeball, of course. That's considered delicacy.
Yeah, we'll suck that out, and this could take weeks, but we'll give it a try. And this was really interesting. Do you remember what this one was?
Lava bread, which is an oat and seaweed cake from Wales, if I remember right.
And then we have some pickled mushrooms. We have this is a what?
Pierogi of some sort, isn't it?
Burek, which is a southeastern European pastry, often filled with meat or cheese. This happens to have cheese and mushroom, I think, or potato mushroom.
And then this guy?
That's just meat from the Russian store.
Okay. And
that's also pork from the Russian store in Syria.
And it was funny because looking at that, it looks like turkey.
It's the other white meat.
And what are these vibrant green things?
That's a good question. They are palm fruits.
Yeah.
Yes. We have a jar here somewhere.
Yeah.
There you go.
Southeast Asian, I think, by the looks of it.
Right.
Palm fruit.
Palm fruit in syrup.
Okay. So
we have durian crisps as well, which I think are more of a dessert item.
Right. And those are. There's another brand. I can't remember the name of the brand, which is a more popular durian wafer, but I saw those and I thought they looked interesting, and I haven't tried those ones yet, so we'll try those. I didn't get one of those, but I'm sure I'll
Here,
try one for
this is all about sharing. There you go. Sharing is caring. We have some eel also.
Yeah, that's eel out of a can, right?
It is indeed.
All right, so let's start trying these.
Wait. How about some mustard to go with the
mustard right
Rocky Mountain? There we go.
Really, the sky's the limit as to what you can put on. The mustard just sounds like a good option.
It absolutely works.
What do you think with the mustard?
It tastes like chicken.
You really think so?
No.
Oh.
Now, Val, tell us about the scrotum, which you had to remove.
Right. So it actually wasn't the scrotum. So inside the scrotum is the big hairy leathery part. And that's removed by the time you buy these, which I did get them at Hawaii Supermarket. Each of the testicles are covered with a thick membrane, and so you have to cut that thick membrane off because otherwise it's too chewy. So once you do that, you get the soft meat that's inside. You just cut. I just cut that into medallions, sort of. Put them through an egg wash, and the breading you can use anything you want. Some people use cornmeal. I decided I was going to go funky, so I used a half and half mix of panko breading and matzo meal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very tasty. Very well done. Now, next I'm going to try the palm fruit here. See how
So
that
these
is.
these are exceptionally light.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it
really
is
are.
light.
They really are. They would go nice as a replacement for beef in a burger, or a chicken sandwich, Well, is that a traditional recipe? You said you've had something like this somewhere, right?
It's traditionally the way people eat walking on oysters. So tell me what prompted you guys 21 years ago to start the Weird Food Festival?
There's no question it was Mark's idea, though I don't know if I might have. We've always done it this time of year, right around late December, early January.
I mean, prior to making it an official thing?
Yeah, it's always the first
been.
one.
Yeah,
The
first one was
the-
December of
like
1999, as I recall.
Yeah, like
Yes.
the 27th or something like that. So
Yes.
my memory that far back is a little fuzzy. However, my family's always made lutefisk for Christmas, which to me that's not weird, but to other people it is weird. And so I brought it to the first event,
And my
so I don't
family's
know
always
what
made gefilte fish.
Did they make it? Did they make the lutefisk traditional way?
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, there's a few different ways to prepare it. My family
Most of the time, I
always
see
done-
it's cooked, and then you either put that white sauce on it or butter.
Yeah. My family's always done it with a white sauce. So.
But that was the first Weird Food Festival, or that was the first time you guys got together for a dinner and said, hey, we should do this on.
We didn't
Well,
realize
kind of
where it was
both.
going to go.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
didn't realize where it would end up.
I think Mark's idea was something about just go to an ethnic grocery store and buy the strangest stuff you can find, right?
World peace through world food. Bring
But
as many
I
different
think
types
that's
of
still
food
the
as we
concept,
can.
right?
It is to a large,
Yes,
sure,
it is.
yeah,
By all
absolutely.
means.
Yeah. Now I don't remember. Somebody brought guinea pig a few years ago. Was that you? Okay, all right.
We had alpaca one year.
From what I remember, because you always remember the really unusual things, you remember the really tasty things, but you also remember like the worst thing that you ate. And I would have to say that Levi was probably responsible for the worst thing I've ever eaten at one of these, which was the sea squirt.
The sea squirt, yeah.
The sea squirt, because
yeah.
it was really ammoniated
Right.
and chewy and had
Yeah.
kind of like a rubbery, leathery consistency. So it was pretty unpleasant.
Yeah, but if you love seafood like I do, I mean, I can, and I hear there's a Greek recipe for preparing it that's really good with an enormous amount of lemon juice, which I would like to try sometime. So I think it can be made palatable. But to me, the most disgusting thing was something I brought because it disgusts me, and it's an Australian candy. Australians make candy, musk-flavored candy.
Musk
that.
flavored?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and that,
Yes.
I don't, to me, it tastes like you're putting a bottle of perfume in
Yeah, I
your
remember
mouth.
that.
Wow.
And that, it tastes wrong.
We had a jar of pickled mango at the very first Weird Food Festival in 1999, which was very off-putting, I recall. I wonder if it was even perhaps
Was it
spoiled.
like green mango, or was it like?
I don't know, but I was green afterwards. I can guarantee you that. Remember that back in the very first one, a long, tall bottle. I think.
Yeah, I think I do, but I don't remember what it tastes like. But we had pickled walnuts at about the same time.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was,
yes.
That was kind of odd.
Oh wait, is that the? So there's a Middle Eastern. I think it might be like Persian thing where they take the walnut. It's a young walnut,
Yep.
and they take it like before the shell has a chance to harden. It
That's
almost
right.
has some sort of fruit around the outside of it. It's
Yep.
like black and
That's
it's
right.
syrup.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct. It's
Reminds me that-
it's like the soft shell crab of the nut world, basically, and it's tasty. I think it's all right.
Speaking of pickled things, so we had pickled barnacles last year.
Ah, yes.
I believe that was last year that we had pickled barnacles.
And didn't you
I regret that I missed
harvest
that.
them
I harvested
yourself?
them myself off the rocks. Might not be legal, so.
He's not saying which rocks. So, how about frugivory, the fruit that you would harvest off of the streets of Los Angeles? How was that?
Yeah, that's right. I do like to eat what I sort of can forage for. So I do know where there is some unusual fruit growing in people's yards around LA. So, but I mean,
I think
that's
the
all
rule of
fruit
thumb is if it
so-
hangs over the sidewalk, it's fair game, right?
Yep. I
Interesting.
believe that is the law.
Yeah. You did this thing and you said like okay, this is a great idea. Let's continue to do this. But let's talk about prior to that, right? So like what, like maybe growing up or something, or like in a previous life, did you have experiences with unusual food or something that made you?
How about in Brixton?
Yeah,
in London?
I lived in London, and Mark came to visit me while I was in college in London, in university, and I lived near an African market, and this African market sold some truly strange stuff. They sold bushmeat, which I'm told
is monkey,
really,
right?
Yeah. And so we ate a little of that. We have no idea what we actually ate. We ate it,
but
it's like a jerky.
But you didn't have a fear of this, like it's kind of like some people just never get to this point because they can't get past their fear of eating certain things.
Right.
So you never really had a fear of eating something. Did you always have like a curiosity per se?
My father's an adventurous eater, so that's probably a little part. He would always, if there was something unusual, like I had Rocky Mountain oysters with him at a restaurant once when I was a kid. So but then I think I mentioned the lutefisk story because I grew up eating it. To me, it's totally normal. It's not weird, but most people have react to it like that's the weirdest thing. So at a relatively young age, I realized I could eat foods that other people thought were weird, and it was no big deal to me.
So that's the key. The key was that when you were really young, is that you understood that other people thought the stuff that you were eating was unusual.
Yeah.
And so at that
maybe
point,
just as a teenager.
It's not just that you can eat it, because we've been to the Lutefisk Festival in Van Nuys where you can eat as much as you can possibly handle.
Right.
And you would have plate after plate after plate of it.
Yeah.
Well, because
I think it's good.
Probably brings you back to your childhood, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Mark?
I did not have any lutefisk growing up whatsoever, and I still think it's delicious.
I agree with that, but do you have like that kind of background where you were eating things as a kid that most people would think were unusual?
Absolutely not. No, did not whatsoever. Most of this here would never grace the family table, and I just stumbled across it over the years, and I'm glad to find new items every single year.
So it's kind of like with you, it was like you would maybe experience something, and you would say that was really interesting. I wonder how this would taste, and it just kind of build.
Well, I think on the point of having it build, if you taste something once, you think it might be challenging, but you enjoy it, and you taste something else, which perhaps you might think is challenging, but you enjoy it. At some point, you say, all of this is going to be tasty. All of this is going to be delicious. Everything else is just in your head. But when have we really been shocked, truly shocked?
At how bad something tastes?
Yeah, maybe the honghua, if I'm saying it correctly.
Oh yeah, that is So the thing is what's a tip off of that is when you open the top and it just smells like a 2-week-old wet diaper and you go like, I'm in trouble. I know that I'm in trouble.
Just so everybody understands, this is fermented skate.
Correct.
And it's
we actually did a Trippy Food episode.
We did.
Yeah.
And we had it a few years ago, I believe, at your house.
Yeah.
But even still, so what? I mean, it's other people eat it, we eat it. It's. By the way, try this durian wafer. It looks entirely innocuous. But bring it to your nose.
Oh, you know what's going to happen? So you'll eat that, and then later on you're going to burp and you're going to go like, oh. I promise that will happen.
Yeah.
So these what do you call these?
It's a
palm hearts.
Palm hearts?
Or palm seeds?
fruit.
Palm fruit.
It tastes like a candied bean.
Yep.
Candied bean.
A candied bean. See if you get that.
Yeah. I'm getting that.
It was like a candied lima bean.
Candied lima bean.
Actually more like the taste of like a pinto bean.
It has about the same consistency.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's sweeter than that because of the way it's prepared and preserved.
Oh, I got to try some of the brains.
Oh, of course. These are pork brains.
Levi, you had
eggs.
the brains? The brains and eggs? What did you think?
I felt like it needed a little salsa, but otherwise I thought it was great.
Yeah. Dynamite brains.
Ooh. They're surprisingly creamy.
Yeah.
And almost have like kind of a nutty taste. And I think the onion in it is maybe a nice touch.
Well, Val, what have you tasted that really challenged you, really surprised you, that you maybe even couldn't get down?
I haven't had any. So really, with me, the challenging stuff is the really hot stuff. Have you had bondegi?
Yes,
silver and pupa?
Yes.
I've given those about 5 or 6 different tries, and I've had them different ways. I have the frozen ones and the ones in cans. And like after having about 5 times, like I don't have to eat these again, and I'm not going to.
Well, we had bondegi out of a can, and I believe we just heated them up. You're supposed to eat
Yeah,
them like popcorn type of thing.
Yeah, so in Korea, they just have like big bowls of them on the street where they're just like under a fire.
I didn't think that was particularly challenging. Why? You had an issue with that?
Oh yeah. To me, it tastes like little skin bags full of rotting leaves.
Skin bags full of
Rotting leaves.
Yeah,
Rotting leaves.
I just like I've tried them 3 or 4 times, and the baked ones, I guess, or the roasted ones, they're not bad. They're not too bad. But other than that, I just like I'm kind of done with that.
What about entomophagy? So we're talking about silkworm pupae. We had inago in Japan, didn't we? The locusts.
Yeah, we did. Yep.
Do you have any?
So was it done like was it
fried, and if you eat it, it's almost like a potato chip, and it's hard and crunchy, and it's often candied.
Why is this eel sweet? Did you try the eel?
I have. Let me see. I don't recall it. It was
It's probably got a little bit of mirin or.
I don't know. Do you think does it taste sweet to you?
No, a little bit.
I'm sorry, that took me by surprise. You were saying
No, it's all right.
Are you asking?
We're talking about bugs.
Yeah. Oh, bugs.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So to be perfectly honest with you, Bon Maggie is the only thing that kind of turns me off. I really enjoy, and the thing is, I enjoy the taste. And the appearance doesn't bother me. So I'm not one of those people that has to have it like in cricket flour or anything like that.
Right.
If I have to say I have some favorites, I would say like the fried scorpion I really like. And to me, the tarantula almost tastes like soft shell crab.
You have to be careful with the hairs from the.
Yeah, you got to burn those off.
Yeah.
Have you had escamoles?
I have not, but that's on my bucket list.
Yeah, those are good.
Did you guys ever have that for the Weird Food Festival?
No,
No,
because
we
I don't know where to get it
Yeah,
here.
they are
Other
hard to
than
get
Mexico.
Yeah, I think it's Oaxaca. Is that where they're?
Well, we had Oaxacan crickets here, but
Oh, the chapulines? Yeah,
Yes.
and those are available at like any like
get
Mexican
those at
grocery.
Oaxacan grocery store.
but they were actually brought from Oaxaca, as I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Also, there was that restaurant in Santa Monica where we had water bugs, effectively large
Were they stuffed?
cockroaches. Yes, stuffed with chicken. And then when I say it tastes like chicken, I really mean it tastes like chicken because it's stuffed with chicken. But otherwise, you're eating what really resembles, in fact, is a large cockroach. That was.
It does have a funky smell.
We had to taste it also. It goes down a bit strange.
So I recently had water bugs, and to me, the challenging part of the roasted water bugs were the wings.
Well, the restaurant we went to, the wings were taken off.
Okay, so that makes sense because the wings were like it was like eating plastic.
Yeah, I don't think it's really supposed to be eaten. I mean, there's weird and there's just crazy.
So would you say that you have? Is there a favorite that you have, or
Of insects or of anything?
Yeah, of insects.
It's hard to play favorites when it comes to insects.
Do they kind of bother you a little bit, or?
Not particularly.
What I particularly like guacamole made with the chapulines, the spicy, crunchy. That's really nice. That's a good way to eat them. Not so much because of the insect itself, but just because of the crunchy contrast with the soft avocado.
So one of our friends, David Gordon, who calls himself the Bug Chef, he did something that I found really, really interesting. Is that he took chapulines and he dipped them in chocolate, and so you had the smokiness and the crispness from the chapulines. And they were done in chili and a little bit of garlic and a little bit of salt, so you had that saltiness and everything, and then mixed with the chocolate, they were like exceptional. And I would never have thought to do that, but I think that would be really good for some people who just can't get past the visual because you just have this lump of chocolate with the chapulines inside.
Yeah.
I think that would be like easy for people to get into.
So we talked about many strange foods. What about common everyday foods you might find in a grocery store, but for some reason turn you off? For example, Brussels sprouts.
No, not really. Like, I'm not a big fan of peas.
You don't like peas?
I'm not a big fan of peas. I'll eat them, but I'm not a big fan of. I actually like mushy peas.
Okay,
like when you're in the UK and
sure.
I kind of like mushy peas, but just peas
out of a pod.
especially like frozen peas.
You have an issue with that?
I just don't like them.
Okay.
Well, we've done a few. We've had a few dishes that are not so much. None of the ingredients on their own would be weird, but the combination is a little weird. Like, I think it was just last year that my son brought popcorn with Worcestershire sauce, which is remarkably good, but you wouldn't think of doing that normally. Or mayonnaise banana sandwiches.
Yeah, those I remember that on white bread, of course.
Yep.
And what about Didn't we have a peanut butter and jellyfish sandwich once? I thought it was actually pretty tasty.
Peanut butter and jellyfish,
Yeah.
really? Actual jelly. I can't say I remember that, but
Pretty
I would eat it.
Pretty sure we had that with
Well,
our colleague.
peanut butter is kind of misunderstood because if you think about like a Thai satay sauce, right, it's going to be peanut based,
Right.
And they're putting that on meat. So like if you go to some burger place and they have a burger with peanut butter on it, people go like, "That's the weirdest thing you ever put on a peanut butter on a burger." It's like, no, not really. It's not really that weird.
That's true. Have you had a spam burger in Hawaii?
No, but there's a few Hawaiian There's one Hawaiian restaurant in Beaverton, Oregon, and I just live saying Beaverton. But there's a Hawaiian restaurant in Beaverton, Oregon called Roxy's, and they do a spam gravy burger. So it's like the gravy from Moco Loco on a burger and topped with a piece of spam. I put spam on top of a lot of things that it probably doesn't belong on, just because I think it just adds a flavor to it, a certain flavor to it. I usually get the light one only because it's not as salty.
Right. Now, speaking of beaverton, we did have beaver tail once.
did,
Yes, beaver tail brought from, was it North Carolina, as I recall?
Yeah, that could, yep.
Along
How
with-
did you cook it?
Wasn't
Boy, that's,
I don't recall. It was. I remember it was very tough and chewy because it was either cartilaginous or something about it was very tough.
I certainly remember, I can picture it in the pot, but I honestly
Yeah.
can't remember what it tasted like, so.
It's sort of a blur at this point. we had cow.
Well, you
also.
have to think. You guys have to think back like 21 years, right?
That's true.
Yeah,
Well, we have
21
quite a
years. That's a
database.
long time.
So I'm saying we had cow udder at the same time.
Yep.
Which was just. And didn't we had pig uterus once also? I
Well, we
recall.
had properly prepared chitlins.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
So-
Yes, because you know when you have unproperly prepared chitlins.
Well, these might have been on the edge, because I think
Right.
they were done
So
to.
who made these? These are really strange because when you say that they're made with oatmeal and seaweed, you kind of get like, okay, I'm going to get that sweetness from the oatmeal, and I'm going to get that kind of like maybe like that bitterness from the seaweed and everything. And it really turns into something that's like savory.
Yeah.
It's not
It comes together
crunchy.
well.
It's that it really works really well. And what are these called?
Lava bread.
Lava bread.
Lava bread.
Huh.
Laver bread.
Oh.
I think it's Welsh. I've never had it anywhere other than somebody that I know cooking it.
It sounds to me like it comes from a place where we don't have any food. Go grab some seaweed. I've got some oatmeal.
Put them together and see what comes out, right? Do you feel that after our 21st year together, will we run out of?
Oh, well,
new
it's
food
funny. I
items?
was going to ask you, do you see an end to this? Like, do you see an end to
I
this?
sure. 10 years ago, I thought we were going to run out, but no. I mean, I've got a couple ideas of things that I will probably bring next year.
Don't give it away though.
No.
It's always a surprise.
These are pickled mushrooms.
Those are, yes, from the Russian store in Encino also.
So this is a Russian dish.
Yes, it's a side dish, little salad.
It sounds like
as
a
they
little.
call it.
Yeah. It tastes like it's in a vinegar as opposed to a brine. Actually, pretty good.
I do think though, when it comes to the sort of the meat that you could acquire in this country legally and serve, I think we might have. I'm not sure.
Maxed
there's any-
out?
Yeah, it's hard for me to know what.
Let me think about that. I would like to make an ostrich omelet. And I know
With an ostrich egg.
With an ostrich egg. We can get we can get an ostrich omelet, I know, in ostrich egg in Solvang and bring it down and make it. It just requires a trip there and back.
Well, also, Exotic Meat Market also sells ostrich eggs and emu eggs.
And how far away is this?
They ship.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they ship.
That's
You
something
can
we have to
get.
do.
You can definitely get emu egg at the Santa Monica Farmers Market. I can't
Really?
tell you what time of year, but I bought it there.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. We certainly had ostrich. I know we had ostrich jerky. We've had yak. I've had yak anyway from a restaurant in Santa Barbara. Kangaroo.
Snake.
In New York, I had we had lion once at your house.
Good. Yep.
Which I think you had shipped
It was
from
a farmed-
Denver, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was farmed.
Do you,
farmed.
do you have any bucket list items of things that you want to try that you haven't been able to get it, whether it's like illegal or unavailable in the
Well,
United
we had whale in Japan. I would not call it a bucket list item, but if there were one, that would be a bucket list item for America, if it were possible.
Well, like for instance, if you went to Korea and you went to a restaurant that served dog, would you eat the dog? Okay. Let's qualify this because people ask me that. They said, "Would you eat dog?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "You would eat your dog?" I said, "No, I would not eat my dog. I would not eat my neighbor's dog. I would not eat the dog of the guy down the street. I would not capture a dog and eat it."
I would eat my neighbor's dog.
What kind of dog is it?
I don't care. Well, I would eat it.
No, you do care because it's a Chihuahua. There's not much meat on those. It's not worth
Then
the
they
preparation.
wouldn't miss it in that case.
So I would not eat it in those circumstances. I have a tendency not to eat things that are legal in the United States.
Okay, so if you were in Korea then.
If I was in Korea and I went into a restaurant and there was dog on the menu and it was from a place that served dog, I would absolutely try the dog.
And you would have cats also.
There's not a lot of places where they actually serve cats. So cat doesn't seem to be like a cult, like dog is.
Yeah.
In some Asian countries, dog is something
This
that
is
they
a theoretical
They
question.
have dishes that are named, dog something.
Well, okay, we did have Coyote here a few years ago.
That's right, we
And
did, yeah.
Coyote, the whole
full
Coyote.
disclosure, I brought that.
And so that is
It's a
very
canine,
much in the
so-
canine family.
It is
And-
correct.
And
It's
the
probably
lion
the
is a
closest.
feline, so
That's right.
there we go. We've covered the dogs.
It's
and
probably
cats.
the closest word that will come. Legally.
Right.
But is there something like? Is there something that you say like, hey, I know that people eat this somewhere else, and at some point in
Oh
time.
yeah,
Yes.
the Icelandic
Yeah.
fermented shark. The Carl.
A
something like
Carl.
that?
See,
one
that
of
can
them.
happen. Because I think as long as you find somebody who imports that, you can get that here. So I think that's going to be on next year's.
If we can get it, yes.
I think it's going to be on.
I
next
know
year's.
you've had surströmming
Right.
on Trippy Food or on your.
Right, on Trippy Food.
I personally have not tasted it, and I would love to get my hands on it.
Well, maybe we should do those at the same episode. It's just that make sure you keep all your windows
Understood.
open.
Wait, so where did you?
and
get
do
that?
not do it in the summer. Like
Yeah.
where-
How did you get it though? Where'd that come from?
So Jeff Fu, who was the producer of the show, he had a can. I'm not sure. I think he also contributed to Reckless Eating, and they do it like on a regular basis and everything. So he had a can, and he says, "Hey, how would you like to do this strumming for the show?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what do I?
Sure.
What do I sign?"
Well, I think the issue was you can't really take it on an airplane, and so
can't,
how?
yeah.
No, it's because it's fermented and it's usually highly fermented by the time you get it. The top of the can is already bowed. So if you take it up to a place where there's no pressurization,
Yeah,
that can
kaboom,
explodes.
yeah.
And they don't want a can of surströmming exploding on a plane,
Yeah.
not because of the danger of the explosion, but because of the smell of everything
Sure.
in the baggage compartment.
Yeah, I understand. So it's just a question.
But I think
Can we get it?
I'm gonna promise right now that next year we're gonna make Strömming and a Carl Excellent.
That would be
We're
marvelous.
gonna make both of those.
That'd be absolutely marvelous. Right.
I would like to have witchetty grub. That's
From Australia?
a root-dwelling insect from Australia, like a larvae or something.
Right.
I don't know exactly what it
They
is. but-
sort of pull it off the tree.
You may be able to get that. Well, you're not gonna get it fresh. But I think like off Thailand Unique might have it.
Sorry, where?
Thailand Unique. So if you go online and look at
.com. Okay.
Thailand Unique has all kinds of like bug stuff, and
Okay.
they might have it.
I've-
But theirs is going to be roasted. It's not going to be like.
I've tried a few times
big
in
thick
Australia
juice.
and not succeeded, but I'll check that out.
Would you have a scorpion, not just little baby scorpion like we had at the restaurant, but a full, like an emperor scorpion, cooked up?
I actually did one time, and it wasn't cooked. And so what it was a big emperor scorpion that had been put in a bottle of mezcal. So it's like they called it scorpion mezcal, and it had the scorpion in the bottom of the bottle instead of the agave
The
worm.
worm, right? Yeah.
And so the thing is, me being the curious person that I am, said, hey, I wonder what that scorpion tastes like. So I decided I was going to eat it.
And how big are we talking now?
Probably about that big. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, but if you go to the markets in Asia, like they have them roasted on a stick. They have the big ones like that. But this one, the problem is that it was just soaked in the mezcal, and so it absorbed the worst of the mezcal, and the exoskeleton was like the difference between eating fried shrimp and steamed or boiled shrimp, right? If you get a piece of the shrimp shell from boiled shrimp, it's like eating plastic.
Oh yeah.
So that's what basically you had these gooey insides that absorbed the worst of the mezcal and that chewy exoskeleton. I was just like, I made a big mistake.
Were you worried at all about the stinger or anything of that nature?
No, as long you can just pull that stinger off,
Uh-huh.
and as long as you don't eat the stinger, you're fine.
Right.
If it's cooked, the heat from cooking usually neutralizes the acid. You don't even need to worry about that. I would just take it off just to be on the safe side, so it doesn't get stuck in your
Sure,
shirt.
exactly. Right.
But yeah, nothing to worry about after they're cooked, and like and if you are worried about it, just pinch that off.
Right.
But have you had whale in Asia?
Yeah,
In
I've had-
Japan.
yeah.
Yeah. And how was that?
It was like a dark, rich, almost like a purple beet.
Wow.
I recall that was the color of it. It was very dark.
And what about you from a bucket list?
Well, surströmming. Unlike Levi, I have not had surströmming, and so I'm looking forward to that at our next Weird Food Festival.
All right. Like
We just
I
have to
said,
make sure we get it. As long as we get it, I'm game, and we'll eat it outside.
Well, I hope that at some point in time that you guys just don't say, like, you know what, we're kind of done with this and this stuff. Because again, this truly is the thing I look forward to. I'm honored to have been invited to participate in these dinners, and I just hope that continues.
We are honored to have you here, Val. Now you're back in Southern California, you'll be invited every single time.
All right, so you can enjoy this vicariously through us. We'll try to bring you some more. It was nice talking to these guys, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for checking out Trippy Food. If you enjoyed watching that video half as much as I did making it, well then I enjoyed it twice as much as you did. And if that's the case, you'll probably like this video right here. And if not, check out this video right here. That one's a little bit different. Either way, leave a comment down below. And be sure to subscribe by clicking on the Trippy Food icon right here. Glad you could make it, and we hope to see you again soon.